Mahomes looks to throw it. Pump faking, right side, he wants it. A comeback cut. It is caught by Kelsey. Touchdown! Kansas City! One of the greatest duos in the history of the National Football League. Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelsey on a push fade comeback. And the Chiefs have won this incredible divisional playoff game in overtime.
That was how last year's epic postseason matchup with the Buffalo Bills ended. It was simply one of the greatest games ever played, and now, with both teams at 4-1, they'll battle once again for the top record in the AFC. Hey everyone, and welcome into our game preview this week, presented by Crown Royal. My name is Matt McMullen, and this week we're joined by one of the greatest sports writers of all time. It's Peter King. Peter, how's it going?
Everything's going good. Thanks a lot for the kind words. It's going to be fun this weekend.
Yeah, I can't wait. I don't think it's just people in Kansas City or Buffalo. I think the whole football watching world has been looking forward to this game ever since the schedule came out in May. Of course, that incredible game in the playoffs last year, and now we get a rematch between Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. This is their fifth career meeting. Mahomes is 3-1 in his matchups against Josh Allen so far. And for the Chiefs, they come into this game with the number one scoring offense in the NFL right now. They're averaging more than 31 points per game. They have 20 touchdowns this season. That's also the most in the NFL. And they're facing the number one scoring defense in the NFL, and the Buffalo Bills. They're holding opponents to just under 13 points per game. They've been incredible. What makes this Buffalo defense so good, and how can the Chiefs move the ball on them on Sunday?
You know, I think the interesting thing about these Bills is that last year when they left Kansas City after the 42-36 loss, which was really a devastating loss for that franchise, the general manager, Brandon Beane, knew exactly what he needed to do. I mean, in that game, as everybody remembers, Patrick Mahomes was masterful and was, they didn't have an answer for him. So in the offseason, the Buffalo Bills went out and they got Von Miller, who in training camp this year, Brandon Beane told me, he's our closer. And basically, closers play maybe an inning when they pitch in every game. But I think in this game, Von Miller's going to play a lot more than 1/9 of the game. I think Von Miller is going to be in there for a majority of the snaps in this game. And he's going to be the person in this game who Buffalo will rely on to bother Patrick Mahomes and to try to pressure him into a few mistakes.
Yeah, their defensive line is very impressive. They rotate guys in. It's not just Von Miller. They also have guys like Gregory Rousseau, who has 19 pressures this year. So their defensive front can really get after you. It's funny, though, because a couple weeks ago, we were all having this exact same conversation about the Chiefs matchup with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs came into that game with the number one scoring defense in the NFL, and the Chiefs scored 41 points on them. So from a Chiefs perspective, hopefully we see something similar this time around. Now, the Bills' offense is also really good, led by Josh Allen, as I mentioned earlier. They're the number two scoring offense in the NFL, behind only the Chiefs. Allen can throw it. He has the most passing yards in the NFL. He can also run it. He's rushed for more than 200 yards. What are some keys for the Chiefs' defense in this one to try to contain Josh Allen and this Buffalo offense?
Well, I think it's tempting to simply look at Josh Allen and say, okay, we got to stop Josh Allen, which is correct, but they're also averaging 5 yards per rush. So I think with sort of a three-headed running back monster in Singletary, Moss, Cook, along obviously with Josh Allen, who's running it, 7 or 8 times a game on average, I think the running game is going to be as big a factor to be able to stop in this game as the passing game. And, you go back to last year's meeting between the two teams, in the playoffs. And the one thing that really kind of stuck out in my mind is that even though the Bills didn't run the ball great in that game, they still ran for over 100 yards. And I think they got better in the running game in the offseason. So I think it would be a mistake if Steve Spagnuolo was just consumed with bothering Josh Allen. I think he needs to have a very healthy dose of respect for the Buffalo running game, because there's no question in my mind that Ken Dorsey, the offensive coordinator of the Bills, is going to want to run the ball for a lot of reasons. But the most important one, maintain time of possession. Try to control the clock as best you can. And, last year, I looked it up the other day, last year, Kansas City had the ball for 37 minutes of this game. And so I think it's really, really important right now for Kansas City in this game to not go too far over the top and just try to win this game by only stopping Josh Allen, because I think Buffalo will be happy to run it a lot and to hang on to the ball in this game.
Yeah, it'll certainly be a challenge. I did like how the Chiefs defense was on the field when the game was won last week against the Raiders. I think that was a big-time confidence boost for this team. Showed a lot of trust in them, and they got the job done. They're feeling good coming into this game. And what I really love about this matchup is that both teams are 4-1 coming into it. It's not a playoff game, it's just week 6, but whoever wins this game can really set the tone, I think, in the AFC moving forward. And it's a great opportunity for the Chiefs to remind everyone once again that the AFC still goes through Kansas City. Peter, awesome stuff, man. Really appreciate your time.
No problem.